the ideal buyer persona should be an engineering company who is willing to build their own IoT node. We create these electronics, of course, with a very good API, with good support, with good documentation. So you can build your node, you can put everything inside your own box and create the final product and certify your final product.
Hello, IP Exchange. We are here today chatting to, Javier. Did I get that right? Javier? Yeah. From Libelium, who's going to tell us all about their IoT solution. So welcome to the world famous IP Exchange studios, where we will be doing today's ipXperience. So Javier, I will eventually, I'll get good at this. Tell us all about Libelium. Tell us about how your product Waspmote solves problems in the world of IoT, because that's what we're focusing on today. Over to you, Javier.
Thank you, Guy. It's a good opportunity. Well, Libelium was created in 2006, so many years ago, and it started trying to solve the problem of electronics with sensing the world. I mean, when we started, we wanted to create a platform for helping engineers to measure the world with sensors and sending this data to the internet. So this is why we created our main product called Waspmote. That means that it's a platform easy to use. It solves most of the tasks that you need to do to measure the world in the IoT. So it has a main board. You can connect sensors to it, and you also can plug radios, and you send information to your server. It's okay. Pretty much.
So when you talk about IoT and sensors, are you using other manufacturers' sensors to do the sensing, and can you give me an example of the manufacturer? If you are using other people's manufacturers, which manufacturers do you use?
Yes, of course. Actually, we are designers of our IoT platform and manufacturers, but of course we rely on OEM manufacturers. For example, we take our microcontrollers from Atmel or from ST, yep. And sensors are from a wide range of vendors. For example, we use the AlphaSense sensors for air quality. They are from the UK. We use Bosch sensors. We use Aqualabo sensors for smart water. We use meter sensors for smart agriculture, and many other vendors. We have integrated up to date like 120 sensors. So wow. Yeah. We have a lot of very good partners, so we just integrate sensors in our platform. We are not in the business of creating sensors.
So so you've done so you have a portfolio of partners, 120. So that ranges from gas and agriculture and water and all types of industrial sensing. You found the best portfolio of sensor manufacturers, and then you've taken your board and connected them with those sensors. So that's essentially the not talking about the communication part just yet, but essentially your one solution board is already ready to work with 120 sensor manufacturers, whichever suits your purpose best.
That's correct. We can say that Waspmote is a kind of super Arduino. For sure, you know the super platform Arduino. Yep. So we are based on the Arduino's architecture, and we improved that. We added some features like deep sleep, and we added the sensor integration and the radio integration. And this way, the electronic engineers, they can focus on adding value, and yep. we eliminate the need to manage, you know, the sensor integration, the firmware, the buses. So we try to help in this process, so yep. You can just focus on your final customer.
So the radio itself is also embedded on the board too?
Well, actually, we have a modular approach. I mean, Waspmote is a small board like an Arduino, and then we have created a lot of different sensor boards, and they are just plugged on top of that.
Right.
So sensors are connected to the sensor board, which does all the signal implementation, and then the sensor board is connected to Waspmote. The same case is with the radios. We just created easy to use radios. You just plug a radio on our platform on Waspmote, and you just use our high-level libraries to get your code down in a very fast way.
Right. So are you using somebody else's radios to do that, or are you using your own proprietary software to do that?
Actually, we also rely on third parties, on radios manufacturers like Kectel or DG or many others.
Right.
So we integrate the radios or the modules, and we create all the high-level library to ease the management of the radios.
Right. So the actual platform itself, the chip itself is, you said it's Atmel or ST, depending upon the application. Then you have 120 partners, which is sensors. So whatever sort of data you're trying to sense, you probably have all the sensors that anybody could particularly want. And then you have a radio, which you've added your own proprietary software to connect with the internet to get the data from the source through the system, and then back to whichever data you want to get it to. So it's very flexible, is what you're saying. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the flexibility is probably the main feature of Waspmote, because it's a very horizontal platform. You can apply that to almost any market in the IoT, from smart agriculture to air quality to industry. You can do pretty much any project with that, and since you can implement your own code, you can run your own algorithms inside, and the implementation is up to you. Really flexible.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how this the sensor board on top of the board works. How many varieties of sensor board do you? I mean, do you have 6, a dozen, 20? How does that work in terms of that flexibility?
Well, we have a good number of sensor boards. I think we have almost 10 currently. We started with Waspmote in 2009, and we released just 3 boards. The 3 first boards were the gas board, the events board, and the prototyping board. So
right.
The gas board obviously was for air quality. Events was for small sensors, pretty much for a smart home. And the prototyping board was a board for allowing makers to build their own sensor integration. And after that, we have been releasing new sensor boards for different markets. The sensor board is what transformed a very horizontal platform into a vertical platform. For example, myself, I created the Smart Agriculture board, which is still on sale, and it solves all the readings for agriculture. After that, we have created Smart Water ions, also new generation for smart water and smart agriculture, which is called Extreme. We have integrated a higher quality sensors for our platform, and also we are in the market of smart cities. We have integrated a variety of sensors which are really convenient for measuring the cities.
In what way cities? What kind of, when you say smart cities, that's a very broad application area. So what would be your sweet spot in terms of smart cities? What does smart cities mean?
Yeah, it's a broad market. We try to measure pollution on cities. This is a very big problem. We try to make the world more sustainable, and the first step is measuring pollution. So we have integrated in the sensor, in the smart city sensor board, for example, a sensor for measuring the noise in the city. Also a sensor for dust. This is actually called the particulate matter.
Yeah.
And a series of gas sensor, for example, NO2, ozone, CO, etc. So we deliver this solution to our customers, so they can build on top of that and create the final product, the final solution for their customers.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so in the ideal, I mean, everybody talks about IoT. It's easy in electronics to say we do IoT. So in the you know, when you have your kind of solution, which is very modular, it's a solution that, I don't want to use the word off the shelf, but let's just say it's modular, it's off the shelf. You solved all the integration with the sensors, you solved the radio, you've then solved having sensor boards sitting on board, if you like, the motherboard, for want of a better phrase, and then you've got other things that you're developing for smart cities, for instance. So in when you're doing this, who is your ideal customer? So we have a community of a growing community of over 5,000 design engineers all around the world. You know, every single one of them in some way or another will be involved in IoT. There isn't such a thing that is not IoT in electronics. Potentially, maybe there is. Somebody write in and tell me that I'm wrong. So what is your ideal, you know, what would be the ideal customer who's listening to this today, who says, I've listened to this video, I need to go and talk to them because they can solve my problems. And you then turn around to them and say, we're perfect for you. So who would that be? Would it be somebody that's just embarking on IoT, or somebody who wants to extend where they take their technology into bigger applications and numbers? What would it be? What would it, you know, when you sit down as a team, what's the perfect customer?
Well, we have a wide portfolio. So we have Waspmote, but also we have other business lines. If we are talking about Waspmote, the ideal buyer persona should be an engineering company who is willing to build their own IoT node. You know, so
Yep.
we create these electronics, of course, with a very good API, with good support, with good documentation. So you can build your node. You can put everything inside your own box and create the final product and certify your final product. This is talking about Waspmote, but we also have other devices. For example, we have Plug and Sense. This is a more complete solution because it's actually Waspmote inside a box and certified, ready for the market. So as you can see, Waspmote is nude electronics, very harsh. So it's ideal for someone who doesn't care to get their hands dirty. But on the other hand, we have Plug and Sense, which solves all the things related to the box encapsulation, market certification, and you know, we have different products for different buyer personas.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so now this is always going to be a difficult question for you to answer. So you know, I came across Libelium, I don't know, about 6 months ago. Thought, what a fascinating company. We're now doing this interview, and you know, you have shown that you are, you know, got a fantastic solution. There's no doubt about that. So let's just ask a very difficult question, which is, if you hadn't come across Libelium, who would you be turning to solve this problem at that point? So who are you the alternative to right now?
Well, that's a hard question. Actually, I believe that.
Of course, it's a hard question because you don't want to answer it. But come on, tell me, because it helps give context to our readers. I think you very clearly explained that you have a fantastic solution. You've thought through you know, all the parts of the ecosystem. So no one's going to watch this. No one's going to watch this video and say, "Oh, they don't know what they're talking about." No one's going to do that. Everyone's going to be very impressed with what you've said. But I need the, as I said to you, we go to Embedded World, we have our own booth. We have lots of boards on our booth. If you go to our website, you'll find over 100 boards. Everybody's in IoT. Everybody's trying to solve this big conundrum. So I need context to just place you at a point so that people can understand what they're comparing you to. Please just help the community understand that for me.
Yes. Well, as we said, we have a really broad approach to the IoT. So our platform is very horizontal. It can be applied to many markets. So to tell the truth, there are not so many competitors for Libelium, which try to target so many markets. Of course, we have many competitors, brilliant competitors, but in each one of these niche markets. For example, in air quality, we have, I don't know, Kunak, for example, in Spain, or AQ Mesh in the UK. In parking, we have Bosch, and in agriculture, we have Pessel, Metos, we have Sencrop. So many
You've asked the
brilliant.
question. What you're telling me is there's lots of really good competitors in vertical markets. So you know, if you let's take agriculture for instance, you're going to find, if you want somebody who's got sensors, who can take in the data, then communicate the data to IoT, you're going to find somebody who can do that really well. Probably not as well as you, but there are people who are good at that. But no one else offers this broad. So in that respect, are you happy with the word unique to say no one else offers this broad platform of IoT devices that you do?
Well, actually, there is a small number of competitors who try to target all the markets, just like us. I was about to say that, for example, Particle, this is a really interesting company from the US, or maybe Ayeka from Israel. They are really interesting companies. And also in the last years, we have seen a lot of Chinese companies creating low-cost nodes for the IoT, multi-purpose nodes, just like us. For example, Seed Studio or Rack Wireless. But you know, reality is that we don't see a lot of companies trying to target all the markets that Libelium attacks.
Okay. Now, if I'm a design engineer and I'm interested in, you know, air quality in a, you know, for a smart city, I'm trying to solve this problem. How do I evaluate your solution? Because you've got a lot going on there. You can offer a design engineer, a design engineering team a lot. You know, you can tick lots of boxes. So how do they come to you and evaluate? Do they have to ask? Do they have to engage with you and go through it in a very bespoke way and choose, if you like, a menu of choices, and then you help them make the best choices? Or can they evaluate you independently?
Well, you should evaluate several aspects in any IoT platform. Of course, you should take a look to the hardware, but also to the software environment, to the way that the company has designed the product, so you can take advantage of that. So, of course, you should think about things like how many sensors you can integrate with them, if the integration is native or not, how many radios you have, if you have all the connectivity options that you want. Of course, you should study things related to power consumption, to how the source code is written.
Okay.
Also, it's important to note that the device should be ready for the market. I mean, we have been in this world for more than 15 years, and we have learned a lot of lessons. I mean that our first products were not as reliable as they are now. So I think this is a very important question to rely only on major platforms, which are robust and ready for the market.
Right. Okay. Very good. Javier, you've given us a brilliant introduction to what Libelium do. Sounds to me like if I was a design engineer, having to find a solution quickly that's reliable, that's been mature, that's been in the market. You've tested all the sensors. You understand which is the best microcontroller to have. You then understood how to put a sensor board on top of that, and then you've understood how to communicate that to the IoT. You offer a very good solution. So thank you very much for giving us at IP Exchange an introduction to you, and we look forward to having further developments with what you do at Libelium. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for the opportunity.
So that was Guy's ipXperience with Libelium, which looks really, really interesting. 120 plus sensors, a load of different radio technologies, and all in a platform where they've done the as far as I understand it, they've done the hard part of integrating all that kind of stuff, so you can just get on and make your IoT devices. Hopefully, in the next coming weeks, we'll have another chat with Javier, where I'll be learning how this whole system works for evaluating, and therefore you will know it too. So look forward to that.